Pope Leo XIV has condemned the barbarity of the war in Gaza and the indiscriminate use of force, as Gaza's civil defense agency said at least 93 Palestinians had been killed queuing for food, and Israel issued fresh evacuation orders for areas packed with displaced people. Gaza's health ministry said scores were killed by Israeli fire while waiting for UN aid trucks entering through the northern Zikim crossing with Israel. It was one of the highest reported death tolls among repeated recent cases in which aid seekers have been killed by Israeli fire. Elsewhere, 9 others were reportedly shot dead near an aid point close to Rafah in the south, where dozens of people lost their lives just 24 hours earlier, while 4 were killed near another aid site in Khan Yunis, spokesperson for the Civil Defense Agency, Mahmoud Basal, said. Israel's military said soldiers had shot at a gathering of thousands of Palestinians in northern Gaza, who it claimed posed a threat, and it was aware of some casualties. But it said the numbers reported by officials in Gaza were far higher than its initial investigation found. It did not immediately comment on the incidents in the south. The UN World Food Programme, WFP, said that a WFP convoy of 25 trucks carrying food aid encountered massive crowds of hungry civilians near Gaza City, who then came under gunfire. WFP reiterates that any violence involving civilians seeking humanitarian aid is completely unacceptable, it said in a statement. The director of Al-Shifa Hospital, Mohammed Abu Salmiya, told the Associated Press that since Sunday morning, the hospital had received 48 people who were killed and 150 wounded while seeking aid from lorries expected to enter Gaza at the Zikim crossing. He could not say whether the dead had been killed by the Israeli army, armed gangs, or both. Before the reports of the latest Israeli shootings emerged, the Pope called for an immediate end to the barbarity of the war and for a peaceful resolution to the conflict at the end of the Angelus prayer at Castel Gandolfo, his summer residence near Rome. The Pope also spoke of his anguish over the Israeli strike on Gaza's only Catholic church last week, which killed 3 people and injured 10. Among the injured was the parish priest who used to receive daily calls from the late Pope Francis. Israel has expressed deep sorrow and opened an investigation into the strike on the church, which was sheltering about 600 displaced people, most of them children and many with special needs. This act unfortunately adds to the ongoing military attacks against the civilian population and places of worship in Gaza, the Pope said on Sunday. I appeal to the international community to observe humanitarian law and respect the obligation to protect civilians, as well as the prohibition of collective punishment, the indiscriminate use of force, and the forced displacement of populations.